Hey guys, it's Shorty _medium 13 here. So I am with Louise and Gina, and we have all picked some beautiful cards for this week's weekly reading. So who wants to kick us off?
You guys.
Louise, you want to
Okay,
kick us
I'm
off?
up. Okay, so my first card that I drew today for everybody was home. Don't know if you can see that very well.
It's a pretty card.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Um, and to me, straight away, I guess the message that came through was recreating home within ourselves. How do we nurture our temple? How do we honor our inner child? So I think that's a never-ending healing journey for a lot of people. Just trying to honor the needs and wants and desires that were never truly met when we were growing up. And obviously now as adults, it's our responsibility to be able to deep dive and really unpack all the things that we once either had suppressed or that we never truly were allowing to be seen. So yeah, perhaps this week's about just reconnecting with thyself and being able to deep dive and unpack what home really means. To me, home is within. Your home, wherever you are, is your home. And that obviously does, impact the inner child work that we all tend to do. And yeah, just as a branch off from that, the home life that we create, the environment that we're in, the people we choose to surround ourselves with, that also is interconnected with the home, and that sense of belonging that we all seem to really feel that we, I guess, as earth beings, that we're here to have that interconnected tapestry with each other. We're wired for that. So yeah, just important perhaps this week to be really nurturing and honoring what's needed within the inner home, including the inner child, and yeah, embracing all the things that need to be seen, witnessed, and heard and felt. So yeah, beautiful card. She's wearing the most amazing blue dress too.
Yeah,
So that's also all about,
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
expression and being able to express the needs and wants as they arise, instead of denying. Yeah, denying the fact that they're showing up for a reason. So yeah, beautiful
Love that.
card.
It's so beautiful.
It is gentle. It's a very gentle looking card. She's in deep reflective mode, which obviously any healing work involves the deep inner reflection. But to be able to be gentle and do it in a nurturing way, perhaps it was never once given. So yeah, I love that. It's beautiful.
Love that. All right, well, I'll jump in. So my card that I picked is Enough.
Oh,
And it's the theme of the card. So all of these cards from my C soul journeys are all put into fours. So they have different themes. This one is self-compassion. And yeah, it's just about being enough. May you be exactly as you are, and I feel like that's perfect for this week, is you are enough. You are who you are, and embrace that. Embrace your full authentic self, and and you are enough. And yeah, and it kind of ties in with your card about going within and nurturing that inner child and nurturing that inner home, and and being confident in who you are. And yeah, I think that's a beautiful card, and I like how it kind of ties in with yours as well, Louise. And did you have a card as well, Gina?
I do.
Yeah.
I have a few cards. Um, it plays along with what you guys are talking about as well, because it is reverse disassociation. So give yourself permission to feel. So to connect up
Yeah.
to inner child, but it's about removing you finding the blocks and the programs that no longer serve you anymore, so that you can expand this week, this life, this year. And yeah, reverse disassociation. So it's about feelings and emotions and owning them. So finding the emotions and the circumstances that I suppose are a little bit like your trauma, even good ones as well, and then expanding on those. So looking for them. So it's about going deep inside. So all of my cards that I picked are pretty much about going in to reflect.
Yeah.
But while you're reflecting, associate what you need to and then remove what no longer serves.
I love that.
In a way. So
beautiful.
Powerful too.
Yeah. What's your next one, Louise?
Okay, another blue one. Actually, two messages in one here. It's from a beautiful deck, Aboriginal Ancestral Wisdom.
So
yeah,
beautiful.
my squad. Yeah, they are stunning cards. And straight up, it's the element of water, so that wisdom that comes with the inner waters that we all have within ourselves. Obviously, we know the body composition, and there's no mistake there that obviously where we live, majority of water as well. And just vibrationally, anything that affects the inner world, our inner waters, is going to be reflected externally. So in the micro macro relationship, and this one is no different. It's actually, well, the one that's really sticking out, the way I'm holding the card, the way it was drawn, was misunderstand. So that's down the bottom part. And to me, then the other one, the other side, is perceptive. So it's all about that, I guess, that duality that we all tend to look at, the way we only perceive things as we are. So depending on the lens that you're looking through, we can look through the lens of the ego or the lens of the heart. You're going to get a very different outcome or a very different perception, depending on what lens you're perceiving things through. So perhaps this week there's, if misunderstandings arise, if there's conflict or even inner conflict, it might be a fab idea to just flip the script a little bit and flip that lens. If the initial response is to, I guess, react rather than respond and take the time. We were talking about this earlier off air. To pause and reflect and actually go inward before, to find out, the inner workings of why something might be triggering or evoking a charged response within us. So then we're able to work through that before we then respond or give out, I guess, any dialogue or starting with the inner dialogue, initially starting with that before then we go to express that to someone around us who might have created that charge to start with. But I think, generally in life there's, especially at the moment, there's so much opportunities to be misunderstood as well as an individual. And there's a lot of stories that we attach to for many different reasons. And the way that we see ourselves is the way that we hope that we're going to be perceived by others. But if we're not really working on who we are and fully understanding and knowing thyself, then in essence there's a potential there for us to be constantly misunderstood, which then that feedback loop comes back to more inner chaos and inner turmoil. So I guess for this week, perhaps there's a bit of an opportunity to really deep dive and find out why things are coming up, what responses are needed in certain situations, and to really decipher between what's your stuff and what's somebody else's stuff. And is being misunderstood such a bad thing? If we understand who we are, at the end of the day, the perception of others is none of our business.
Yeah.
So, everyone people hear you at the perception that they're at too. So you can say the same thing over and over again until they're ready to, or they're unpacked it themselves, that they won't hear it the same way. So you could be saying that's blue and they could definitely see that it's aqua, and they will, So it's your perception on you, and like you said, your lens. But also, I think your cards and all of our cards are also about acknowledging that we're allowed to pause.
Yeah.
Because that's where the frustration and the judgment and the circumstances also sit in, and that's really powerful. That, all right, there's a circumstance happening right now. I have permission to myself and to anyone else to take a moment to pause, to breathe, to be able to regulate my nervous system so I can actually be the best person for myself.
Yeah. 100%.
Absolutely.
Because that's a big thing, I think, around that people don't realize that they can pause.
Yeah, 100%.
And
Beautiful.
it's that sucked in, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
that
It's
the lure to be caught up in external chaos. You know, it doesn't, rather than differentiating
gossiping, yeah.
what's belonging to themselves, and the fact that that external chaos, that white noise will always exist, as long as it's given attention. And obviously we all know our greatest currency is our energy. So, you know, if we're continually looking outside of ourselves and amplifying that white noise, we're denying ourselves and depriving ourselves of opportunities to be going within.
100%.
And, you know, being able to understand or understand when we are within, we don't want to be standing under anyone. You know, that's where the real power is, and that reclamation of knowing who we truly are at our core essence. And at the end of the day, that's love. So, you know, the more that we can return to that, the more we're going to be able to shift our own perception, and yeah, that massive ripple effect in the collective consciousness.
Yeah.
To lift and shift and yeah, encourage others and inspire others to do the same as well. Beautiful blues though. It's, yeah, it's just stunning. And that connection to the waters within, you know, tending to your own terrain and tending to your own inner waters, there's just so much significance within that. And we all know how different modalities can shift so much that to do with water, and obviously we know water holds memory too. So being able to deep dive within to be able to shift and expand and yeah, create change for us, and then be that change we wish to see. So yeah, really powerful. Loving those cards.
Love that. So my next card was from my Moonology manifestation card deck. So it's full moon in Virgo, which is take inspired action, which is all about, you know, understanding your dreams and your goals and your ambitions, but taking the inspired action to get there. You know, like we can all manifest what we want in our life, but if we're not taking the action that we need to get there, then it's probably not going to happen. And I just feel like that is a perfect card for this week, is looking at what you want out of your life and being able to take the right action that's going to get you there. Because as well, you know, like with manifesting, we need to also have the little achievements and the little goals set along the way to get us to that big goal. We're not just going to get there. We need to take that inspired action to get there. And I love that. And then the affirmation, the manifestation affirmation for this card is, I forgive myself for everything. I am doing my best. And I love that. And I think that's a perfect card for this week, to take that inspired action to get us to where we want to be in our life. And I definitely know I needed that reminder with some of the things I've got going on. But yeah, I think that's a perfect little tie into what we've been saying and what we were talking about off air too, about clarity and everything like that. So I love that.
So powerful.
My I did most of mine through one deck, but recognizing divine timing was actually, and it goes play on the first cards that we all talked about, is so that what we have the opportunity to shift and heal and know that conversation that we had a month ago, actually we've changed and evolved. It's about recognizing divine timing. It's about taking a breath. It's about, all right, Izzy, sorry, she's nudging me. So it's about giving yourself permission. I did that one before. What you truly desire is on its way. Hold on 2 seconds. Hey babe, stop it. Thank you. So it's about what we desire is on its way, and it's same as what you guys are talking about. It's that internal. So you have the power and the light inside you to be the most amazing energy. And when we talk about the blues and you talk about hydration, talk about water, we are 80-90% water. So what we feed ourselves actually speaks to the world. So it's the same as when you give your attention to something, your potential for attracting it is increased. So if you want to manifest positivity, high vibrations, wealth, abundance, we have to have the vivid details and do the dots and cross the T. Sorry, let me hold on a second. I'm trying to mix two cards in at once. So it's about divine timing and being in one space and not three like I just was then.
Yeah.
So what I got from this beautiful card deck was about actions. So actions, my deck that I'm just talked about before all have actions. I use them with the kinesiology that I have so that we can work towards with guidance. So I asked my higher self to bring, and whatever you would like, into my life or something much better in perfect divine timing, place, and for the highest timeline and good for all involved. It's always about the heart space. It's always about love. It's always about acceptance. So when you're removing something from yourself or you're trying to work on those emotions, if you're not looking at the end game being from a heart space and love and acceptance for who you are, then probably need to look a little bit further. So it's always about everybody involved. No one really did the wrong thing. Everyone's here for the lessons. So it's about going, okay, what's my lesson in this? How can I shift it? And what's the best outcome for everyone involved? And then leave it to the universe, because the universe has got your back. So it's just understanding divine timing and signs, and listening to our internal. So, you know, when your body tells you 2 days beforehand that you really should put some snacks in your bag because you just should, and then you have a low when you have to do with your sugar, like you already told a message 2 days beforehand, you're going to listen to it. So it's about checking in with yourself daily and weekly and knowing that everyone has this amazing idea of how you're going to be and how you're going to be, and that's beautiful. But then you also have to check in with yourself to make sure that it's aligned with who you are and where you're going and what your dreams are.
100%. And even trusting those messages as well, because I know,
Yeah,
you know, we can get stuck in that self-doubt of, oh, I'm not sure, is that the right message? Was I told that? And it's like, well, you were told that for a reason. You just got to trust in that.
yeah. And you'll know when to, like when you get messages for other people, you know when to, you just get told, I suppose, or something. You have this energy inside you that you know, and you're compelled to share. So that, yeah, and it'll be the weirdest thing, but that's okay because it means so much to that person. Like and that's the second guess that we kind of talk about as well. Like you're thinking, well, that's weird, but it's not, because it makes perfect sense to the other person, because it's not for you.
100%.
Some of the messages aren't for you. But yeah, I went on a tangent then. But yeah.
A beautiful.
It's about our attention. Yeah. So it's about recognizing divine timing and our attention to the higher frequency, higher, like we don't want to be sitting in the bottom of the mud. We want to be ascending and evolving. And part of that is acknowledging when someone kind of tells you something or vice versa. Don't get too upset. Be able to pause and reflect and then realize like I'm going to work on that later, as in that night, not in 20 years time. Because you know, that's when we suppress all that stuff, so the water won't flow as well in our body and our energy. We're water beings. We're electrons, so we need it.
Yeah, and to not get stuck, I guess, in those, you know, the murkiness of those waters, because it's, you know, it's that in certain times and phases of our life it can be a cocoon.
Yeah,
but it's not because of the darkness, you know, and that's where obviously the growth is, I guess, is fostered, but it's not a place we're meant to stay forever. So there's only so much unpacking that needs doing before it's time to get back out and you know, swim back up to the waters that are where the light's filtering through, you know, to be able to be drawn to that light, and because it's a reflection of who we are, who we innately are.
And when that happens, beauty comes out, hey, because like, well, oh, look at the Siamese fighting fishes, that they're not their proper name, but like they're actually these beautiful, amazing colors, and they live in the murky waters. when they come out, they're just absolutely glistening and amazing. So it's about owning your own journey as well, too, and your polarities. So we have light and darkness and shadow and all that. It's about neutralizing it and being in harmony with it, and then relishing in it.
Yes,
Love that.
beautiful word.
Yeah.
Did you have another card, Louise, or
No, I only
no?
pulled two actually
Only
because
pulled
they
two?
were quite powerful, and that felt like that was all that was needed for me today. So
Love that. Well, I'll jump on to my next card then. So I pulled two cards from the spirit of the animal. So I did a feminine and a masculine type of energy for the week. So the feminine energy one was owl, which is magic.
Oh, that's pretty.
So pretty, so beautiful. So it's all about choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let go of the past. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. So I love that. It's you know opening up to your inner vision, your inner knowledge, and your inner wisdom, and similar to what we were talking about before, is trusting the guidance that you're receiving, and um and the magic and the wisdom are your birthright. I love that. It's such a beautiful card. But then my next one was the masculine energy, which is tiger. So it's fire.
beautiful.
And this one's all about I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. And I like,
And was that the masculine one?
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're right. And I love this one because it's enforcing that we have people, well, not necessarily people, but we have guidance, and we have beings that are helping us on the other side, and that are coming to our aid without even us knowing it, and that are there to help us and guide us when we need to, and we can call on them for help. Um and I love that little line in there saying my passion is my power, and trusting in that. So yeah, those were my two cards to finish. Did you have any more, Gina?
I did, but we kind of already spoke about them. So, like, it's already, that's what's beautiful about three different decks, three different ways of saying it, but they're still meaning the same thing. Because my last card for that deck was accessing clear thinking. So it's just about developing objective thinking, which is what we've already spoken about with polarities and without going within. And it's just an opportunity, if you're listening to this, to take a moment to write a list of what your goals and ambitions are for the week, for the day, for the year, for your life, what your mission is, it's about unpacking all those things that are inside that light you up, so that you can that's your driving force, so that when you action things, that's your goal. So it was really about accessing clear thinking and taking a moment to pause and have a breath.
Yeah.
And but so I did pick two other cards with this action. These ones, they're just affirmations, and I just kind of wanted to say them out loud. So I'm a growth seeking being. Should I say that again? I'm a growth seeking being, and it is exhilarating to remember that expansion is not only natural, but inevitable. I love knowing that joy is simply a choice. So since my expansion is inevitable, I choose to have it with joy.
I love that.
Which I think is beautiful.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. I love that. Love that. I feel like that was the perfect way to sort of end it. I feel like all of our cards sort of told a similar story, and I feel like there's a lot of exciting moments this week, and it's all about the clarity and going within and doing the work that we need to. So I love that. I love that.
We've got a new moon this week too.
Yeah.
Sorry,
full
Wednesday.
Moon.
Full moon.
Yeah,
sorry.
full moon.
Love
on Wednesday.
I don't know why the word new was there. Maybe there's some new.
Well, it's not a new moon, but it looks pretty like it's new.
Oh, it's actually, yeah, it's huge. It was huge even yesterday. 1st of August, I think it was. And probably I'm a bit scattered because it's in my moon sign too. So yes, shout out to all the Aquarius moons out there.
Well, there's plenty of
It'll be a fun week.
Yeah, plenty of clarity, clear thinking as well. And I think our cards kind of all kind of tied into all of that and our intention for the week. So I love that. So thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for being a part of this. I definitely
Thanks,
enjoyed it.
always a
Izzy's
pleasure
in,
to have you too.
Izzy's in the background over there.
I saw her a couple of times actually.
Yeah, she was nudging me.
She's beautiful.
Oh. Well, thank you
Izzy,
for being a part of this. Thank you for jumping on my weekly reading, and yeah, thank you for being a part of it. I loved it.
Thanks, Geordie. Have a fab
you're
week, everyone.
amazing.
Thank you guys.
You too.